What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? An Allen Parish Sheriff's deputy died Sunday in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And when his wife went to meet with the cemetery folks to discuss burial arrangements, family, she was absolutely shocked when the people at Oakland Springs Cemetery in Oberlin told her that only certain races can be buried there. Deputy Darrell Simeon was diagnosed with cancer in December. In the last month and 9 days of his life, Darrell talked with his family about his burial plans, telling them he wanted to be laid to rest at Oakland Springs Cemetery because it was close to home. It was in their bylaws that the cemetery was whites only, says Carla Simeon. Darrell's wife said she just kind of looked at the woman who was in charge, and she said, dun, 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 there are no colors allowed. No colors, fam. The president of the Oakland Springs Cemetery Association, Craig Benzina, outlined the clause in their bylaws, which says, the right of burial of the remains of white human beings. It's a cemetery contract with which he says date back to the 1950s. Craig said it never came up. I've been the president of the board now for several years. I take full responsibility for not reading the bylaws. Hey, fam, off rip, give them credit for that. Taking responsibility, which is something that Americans just can't seem to do these days, especially in the last 4 years. I wonder why. Anyway, Craig said, based on the bylaws, I can't sell her a plot to bury her husband, who served and protected us his entire life. But I can give her one of mine. He also tried to call a meeting to change the bylaws, but of course that takes other people to vote on, and it couldn't seem to get there fast enough. In any event, Darrell's wife decided to go to another cemetery to bury her hard-working policeman, man in blue, dedicated for years, husband. Ain't that something, fam? Reminds me how they used to do these soldiers, black soldiers back in the day when they came from war. No respect. They treated them, I mean, I'm talking about just regular people who was sitting on their ass, who was scared to go to war, who didn't make no sacrifices for the country whatsoever. Black soldiers came here and was humiliated when they came back home. They was overseas killing people who ain't never done nothing to them, ever. Just killing people left and right. Came back here, thought they was gonna get some freedom and some real respect, some equality. And many of them ended up dangling from a tree limb. They don't care about the military, fam. They don't care about veterans. They don't care about police officers. They only care when police officers or members of the military can do their bidding. Maintain order that they want. They care nothing about policemen. That was evident once again when they stormed the Capitol, just beating up the police left and right. Got the police begging for their lives. They're scared as hell. Police so scared. Come on in. Police just jumped on the side. Look like this side got the power. Let me get on this side. They don't care about the police, fam. It's all game. It's a hustle. They say they care so they can get what they want. And if they can't get what they want, the police is enemy number one, and they will show you. They'll come after the police. They will kill the police. They've shown you time and time again they have the propensity to do it. And they've done it. She said, no coloreds allowed. That's got to be one. Boy, can you imagine what kind of talking they do? What kind of talking that woman, whoever she was, secretary, whatever. Can you imagine how she was talking? How they talk at home? Can you imagine? She sounded like one of them old ones. So can you imagine what she's produced? What kind of pollution she's put into the world? What came from her rotten womb? Can you imagine? In 2020, she's still calling black folks coloreds. But hey, fam, I guess maybe I'm just overreacting. This police officer being denied the right to have a decent and fair and impartial burial at the cemetery of his choice in the town that he so diligently served. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I mean, I just don't understand. Maybe it's just a one-off, right? Yeah, that's what it is. It has to be a one-off. This is an isolated incident. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm tripping. Forget everything I said. Back to blue. Because blue lives matter. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?